Hi, I'm Sabine, co-producer for the feature film Boxer. Working on this film has been both an honor and a privilege. We have an amazing team of talented creators on board, and we're so excited to be filming this during the late summer and early fall later this year. Our goal is not only to tell the stories that we want to see, but also to share the stories from the Black experience that aren't always featured at the box office. Boxer is about two professional boxers, Kobe Kojak Jackson and Frankie Hands Low. After experiencing traumatic experiences in their lives, they find themselves at a crossroad. Complete strangers brought together through their love and dedication to boxing. They have to decide if they will continue to live in the past or open themselves and their hearts to new opportunities for their futures. Now, in order to make the film, we have begun crowdfunding to raise $111,000. The funds raised will not only pay the cast and crew, equipment, locations, and all the other needs that are necessary for the project. It would also go towards editing, film festival submissions, and everything else in between that we'll need to bring this project come to life to the masses. We are taking pledges for the crowdfunding. Visit boxerthemovie.com for information on how to pledge or links to the crowdfunding campaign. Once again, visit boxerthemovie.com for more info. On behalf of the Boxer team and KMAC Productions, thank you so much, and keep on keeping on supporting creatives of color.
Hi, I'm Katie Mack.
And I'm Jared Solomon.
Welcome to the Boxer the Movie podcast. We are so excited about this week's episode.
Boxer is a feature film written, directed, and starring my co-host, Miss Katie Mack.
Jared is not only the co-host of this podcast, but he is also a producer for the film.
And every week, we dig into what it's like working in Hollywood as an indie filmmaker.
And we talk to our amazing cast and crew about their journey in the film industry.
And today, we're talking to no other than Averi Israel.
Averi is in Boxer as well. She has an amazing resume and can't wait. Actually, I can't wait, but I guess I should say we can't wait to talk to her.
Can't wait to talk to her about her acting career.
Right.
Y'all, the show starts now and it's going to be good. So welcome to Boxer the Movie Podcast.
Oh, hi.
Oh, you? That's how you feeling today?
Yes, that's how I'm feeling today. Hello, Jared.
Listen, you're giving me real, what's her name in Devil Wears Prada vibes? You're giving me real Meryl Streep vibes with that.
Oh, really?
Hi. I'm not.
I love her. So
we got to do that again. Come on.
Okay,
Greetings and salutations.
Okay. Oh, hi. I don't know what's happening.
Whatever, yo. Hi, Katie. How you doing? Is that like indicative of how your week's been? Well, the last week, because we record this on Mondays, y'all. So how's your last week been since last Monday?
It's been a complete shit show. So that is indicative.
Wow. Okay.
Indicative.
All right.
It's indicative of how I would love to be feeling. So, I just got to put that energy out there.
Okay, yeah, you got to manifest. That's the thing now, right? Manifest. And
How was your week? How about that? How was your week so far?
I mean, it's busy. It's busy. What we got going on. We're in the middle of the crowdfunding campaign. We're about halfway through the campaign, and we're trying to figure out what's next. Where we gonna pivot? What we gonna do this week? What we gonna do next week? Oh, we could do this idea, that idea. So it's been a little bit hectic. I got some family in town, so just trying to balance between them and everything that we got going on with Boxer. So it's been a little hectic, a little busy. I'm actually going out with them right after we finish this. I'm
where y'all going?
With them.
Cheesecake Factory?
Cheesecake? Why did you pick cheese? Ew, that's first of all.
You're definitely a vegan, so.
I'm not a vegan, y'all. I keep telling Katie I'm not a vegan.
Why do we go through this every week?
Because you lie and say I'm a vegan. And then you're disappointed when you see me eat a piece of fish or something. I'm like, yeah, I eat seafood sometimes, Katie.
He is the fakest vegan I've ever seen in my life, guys.
That's because I'm not one, y'all. Y'all hear me loud and clear. Listen, this is on the record now. I'm telling you. for the 50th time. I'm not a vegan. I mean, but we're working towards it. That's the goal. That's the ultimate goal, to eventually, do that. But I don't eat meat. I try not to eat dairy.
You eat
But
fish.
if it's mixing, if it's like, milk mixed in a cake or something, like, whatever. But like to drink a glass of milk
whatever,
or
but
my
it's dairy.
cereal or like eat cheese or nothing, I don't do none of that.
So you're a selective dairy eater.
Sure. If that's what you want to call it.
Yeah. All right, guys. So we can move on because I got the answer that I needed him to say. BoxerTheMovie.com. What you got?
Yes, BoxerTheMovie.com. That's where you can find our everything about Boxer. You can find our teaser on there. You can see the cast and crew, our bios, what we have been up to in our careers. But you can also, and most importantly, at this moment, find our crowdfunding campaign on Indiegogo. So if you go to BoxerTheMovie.com, click on crowdfunding, you'll find our Indiegogo, and you can see what we up to, what perks we got. You can see why we need to do this campaign, what we need the money for, whether it's equipment or paying the cast and crew or locations or travel or all of the things that it takes behind the scenes to make a movie happen. They cost money and it's expensive. And we raising 111. Well, we're down to 107 now, $1,000 to make this movie happen. We can't do it without you. So definitely go check that out, y'all, please.
Yeah, and basically, if you need to connect, like if you're shy, listen, you can connect with us one-on-one directly. If you want to go the route of Jared's Instagram, you can do that. Jared Solo Man. I'm joking. It's Jared Solomon, SOLOMAN. You can hit me up, 2_ Katie Mack, KATIEMACK. You can hit up the Boxer_film account. And then the message will be funneled to one of us. And I would say Shakisha, but I never remember her Instagram.
Well, she's on the Boxer Film Instagram, so she'll get it regardless. If y'all DM Boxer_film, follow Boxer_film, you'll be able to get in contact with us. What about what else we got on the website? Don't you got a blog or something? Like you're writing your thoughts and all the things? I do have a
blog. Listen, y'all check out that blog. Listen, just prepare yourself. Like it is not cookie cutter at all. It is the real and live, direct feelings of Katie Mack and, what I'm going through mentally as we embark on this road to Boxer. So definitely check it out. It's on the BoxerTheMovie.com website. And if you like it and leave a comment, show some love. I appreciate it. The team appreciates you. We got a bunch of other things coming on. By the time y'all get this, we will have announced our latest
venture,
latest foray into hustle mode to get this money. We are having a Boxer soul food event, and this will be for vegans like Jared, fake vegans like Jared, regular vegans, and
listen, veganism and plant-based lifestyle is a spectrum.
Yeah, it is, because
it's a plant-based lifestyle. Let's go with that. I'll be comfortable with you saying that, because I mostly eat plants and fruits and berries and mushrooms and all the things.
I've met are so annoying.
Well, the thing is, y'all are more annoying because y'all bring it up more than us. Y'all see, I didn't bring up the fact that I was vegan on this, did I? She mentioned it first. That's how it always goes.
Yeah, I did it.
Y'all mention it more than we do.
You know what? I'm gonna move on. So
y'all see how that goes? Okay, when are we having this Boxer Soul event? When are we having this?
That is going to be on Saturday, August 14th, guys. If you are in the tri-state area, make your way to Harlem, to Marcus Garvey Park, and we will be there from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. You can find the menu on the Boxer_film page. You have to get your tickets in advance. And to do that, it will be under a perk on the actual Indiegogo campaign. So once you do that, you're good to go. You get a plate, a main and 2 sides, and you get a drink with that. It could be alcohol or non-alcoholic. Your call, but definitely head on over to our Indiegogo campaign to get your tickets. There's going to be a live a live situation because it's us. That's number one. And we're in Harlem. And I love Harlem. And I'm all things Harlem. I'm always there. No, I don't live there, but I'm always there. So don't stress me out. But anyway, moving on. What's next?
I got a question for you about filmmaking. What would you like people to know about the filmmaking process that they might not know already? Something that you think is like a hidden gem or something.
I mean, this might sound cliche, but you really got to want it. You got to want it. You can't just be like, yo, I'm going to make this film. And I mean, it depends on what level you want to do it. If you want to just make like something to throw on the web, cool. But there's levels to it. Is the quality going to be good? Is the picture going to be good? Is your cast going to be good? Is it going to sound good? These are all important things. But to make a feature film, man, you gotta want it like you need to breathe. Because if you don't want it that way, it's not gonna happen the way you want it to happen. That's really all I have, because my faith is being tested every day in this filmmaking process. So it comes down to me thinking, yo, Katie, how bad do you want this film to happen? And then I'll be like weeping, like, I need this to happen. This is all I have. I'm putting my blood, sweat, and tears into this. So yeah, that's hopefully it's not, it doesn't sound cliche to y'all, but that's how I feel. That's what it is. At least.
Yeah, no, that's real, especially when it comes to like making sure that every detail is what it's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
Some people make a film out here and it looks like shit, but it sounds good. Or they make a film and it looks amazing, but you can't hear shit.
Nope.
And there's just a whole bunch of other things that, you just have to make sure all of these things are in place.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta kind of be meticulous about these things. Otherwise, something's gonna fall to the wayside. But, with your new production company, I know you've created all of these things before you actually established your production company, K-Mac Productions. Now that you have this production company, and we can go back to, all of your previous work, what's one of your favorite memories since, starting the company and just in general producing your own work? What's one of your favorite memories?
One of my favorite memories is when I asked you to be a part of this project. So I'm going to say that
because that sounds real. That sounds like bullshit to me, but go ahead.
It's not bullshit, guys. Let me tell you something. Well, here's a fun fact. I thought very highly of Jared's work ethic and just how he moved in general. I'm not even going to get into the fact that he didn't cast me. We could talk about that again another day. But
we've done that already, y'all. Y'all can go back to another episode. We don't need to talk about that again.
Whatever. So a fun fact is, you know what? Katie, get it together. A fun fact is, before I created my company, I asked Jared if he wanted to be a part of this company together. And don't y'all know this motherfucker said, hell no, I do not want to work with you in that way. And I was like, wow, like, am I so bad? Low key, I was like distraught. I was just like,
really? Distraught?
Yes. I was upset. So I was just like, all right, Katie, you're gonna just put your granny panties on, and knowing that, he works how he works, you got to have him on this project. So I asked you to be a part of the project. So I still get your expertise and your logical, sense and brains. And yeah, so that's one of my favorite memories since starting.
Well, thank you. I received that. Thank you. I appreciate it. That's one of the nicest things you have ever said to me, Katie.
It's probably going to be the last.
It probably is the nicest thing you've ever said to me. That's probably number one. And I'm gonna take this recording, and I'm probably gonna make it your ringtone so that every time you call me,
oh my, you know what?
I hear you saying this, because
you know what? What's one of your favorite memories? What's one of your favorite memories working with K-Mac Productions? Let's see, guys. Let's see if he has any. Cause honey, I don't know.
Um, I would definitely say shooting the teaser. Shooting the teaser for a boxer. If y'all haven't seen it, it's on our YouTube channel. It's also on our Instagram, boxer_film. But shooting the teaser, we shot the first 16 pages, and that's where the teaser came from. But shooting the teaser, I got to see Katie in her element, like as a director. Like I've seen Katie, in a couple projects acting and whatever, but I haven't ever been on set with her like as a director. I've been on set with her. I think we worked on something. I was a PA. She might have been a producer on a short film before, but to see her in her element as a director and like running a set and being very particular about what she wants to see, what her vision is, and executing that was pretty dope. And that was one of my favorite things to see because, I've been a fan of Katie since I've seen, what was the first project? It was probably the first project I seen of Katie's that I like, that made me like really fall into like fandemonium.
Yo, what?
Right. It was Breakpoint. So if y'all haven't seen Breakpoint, check out Breakpoint. It's on Katie's. If you go to kmacbrand.com, you'll be able to see Katie's work and watch Breakpoint. Please, y'all. But yeah, that was one of my favorite memories.
You know what? I accept that. I will accept that. I'll still be a little salty about your decision. I don't let go of nothing. So I'll just move on to ask you, Jared Solomon, what have you learned or what have you come to learn as a filmmaker that really challenges you?
When it comes to right now, what we're doing, like crowdfunding?
It doesn't have to be about crowdfunding. It could be about the general job of filmmaking.
What does it reveal to me about myself? That I am more particular about things, and I think it's not to an extreme, but I am more particular about things and more like precise about things than I thought I was. Because when it comes to filmmaking, like I was saying earlier, you do have to have some type that precision and have that, that vision, and that you kind of have to have blinders on in order to get, certain things done.
Yep.
The right way.
Yeah.
Like you can't let things fall to the wayside and like forget about them, and it's just like half-assed. So, and in working, this is the thing that has revealed it to me. Working with other people on other projects, I've realized that I'm more particular and more. I'm trying to figure out how to put this. But you get where I'm going with it. Yeah, so not everybody has the. I guess we'll go back to work ethic, like you said. No, but not everybody has the same work ethic. Not everybody understands all that it takes to make something great. And in order to make it great, yes, this detail needs to be that. We need to do this. This deadline needs to be met. So I think that's the biggest thing that I've learned, that I am, very particular in that way, where things need to be done a particular type of way in order to get a particular type of result.
I feel the very same way. I think that this whole thing is what it has revealed about myself to myself, or probably just, brought it to the forefront of my mind, is that, like you, I'm also very particular about how things are done. I'm a perfectionist in a lot of ways. And I've heard that time and time again throughout my career as a filmmaker. But when I used to hear it years ago, it came off as a negative thing. So, in growth and understanding that, like, I know what I'm good at, I know what I excel at, I know what I need help in, I accept being a perfectionist, you know what I'm saying? Because my work represents me and how I move, you know what I'm saying? My work is very representative of who I am as an artist, who I am as a filmmaker, director, all the things. And, it's hard because sometimes women aren't taken as serious as men. And then like when we assert ourselves, we be the bitch, you know what I mean? And I'll take that because it's going to get done how I want it to get done. Or, you know what I'm saying? I'm not the person that you're supposed to be working with. So, like you said, it teaches you, it shows you who's as passionate about the project as you. It shows you who's just here might be just for a check. And it shows you, you know what I'm saying, who you going to move on to other projects with. So that's how I'm feeling.
Yep.
Yeah. On that note.
Y'all be raising $111,000. We down to
107.
Yeah, 107. We down to 107. All right? But yeah, donate what you can. Every dollar counts. You're going to be providing dozens of jobs to our cast and crew, most of them of color. Mm-hmm. We got a bunch of perks that you can get,
At events coming up.
Yeah, we got events coming up. Like we talked about Boxer Soul. We got that coming up on the 14th of August. Mm-hmm. You can also, if you want to sponsor something in particular, like let's say you want to sponsor lunch for the day, or you want to sponsor insurance for the day, or you want to sponsor breakfast, dinner, or you want to sponsor
makeup,
a location or makeup or insurance for the day, you can do that. So DM us on Instagram at boxer_film, or you can email us at boxerfeaturefilm@gmail.com, and we'll send you all the details on how you can do that too. That's not on the Indiegogo, but that is an option in addition to what's on the Indiegogo. So who we got next? Who we got on this episode?
Well, I mean, here we go. Averi Israel is an actress and writer from the 8 cities that raised her, but is proud to call New York City home. She moved to New York to pursue a film studies degree from Columbia University, where she graduated as the recipient of the Louis Sudler Prize in Arts. Shortly after, she moved to South Korea, where she spent time as a set designer for the Seoul Shakespeare Company. Now, back in NYC, she has been cultivating a career as a writer and actor, primarily interested in the intersection of artistry and activism, but also joy. As an actor, she is trained at Circle in the Square and the UCB Theater, as well as in projects with the Broadway Advocacy Coalition. Some of her favorite performance credits include Hermione in The Winter's Tale and an ensemble member of the production Lorde. A look into the life of poet Audre Lorde. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Averi Israel to the Boxer the Movie podcast. Hi, Averi.
Hi, Katie.
Averi is one of my favorite people, guys. Just so y'all know, like, Averi and my niece are the same person, but Averi's like the grown-up version, so she's way more fun. And my niece is not as fun, but she's getting there. So even though the viewers cannot, or the listeners can't see you, I just want to say your hair looks amazing.
Thank you.
That laugh, it looks amazing. I'm obsessed with Averi's hair, always have been. And yeah,
I'm obsessed with Averi's dry humor, like that shit. Yeah, that's it for me.
Yeah, it is. It really is. Like, hey, yep, that was funny. Move on.
Right, exactly.
Go ahead, Gary, because I know you got something to say. Go ahead.
So, Averi, we came across this video of you playing the original Super Mario, right?
How did you even find
that? Listen. We make things happen. But would you consider yourself a gamer?
I'm not presently, but when I was a kid, I'd say up until middle school, I really loved video games. I have a bunch of cousins, and that was like our thing. Every time we were together, it was like, Crash Bandicoot until 3:00 in the morning. Some computer games, not as much, but they called me in to play some Nintendo. See, the thing about the Mario Brothers, I was a PlayStation kid, a Sega Genesis kid. This Nintendo stuff, that wasn't really my thing. That was like a treat if you get invited to a friend's house.
Yep.
So that explains what happened there.
That video was so cute because the look on your face when you lost was epic. I really enjoyed that, just so you know. Don't worry about how we found that. Speaking of videos, we also found a video of you cooking a burger. So they didn't show like the results of your cheeseburger, but before I ask you this question, I just want to say The way you looked at the camera and dropped that burger on the grill had me laughing for like a straight 6 minutes. Because it was, if
Right, yeah, y'all gotta go find that
imagine,
video because that's
like,
the humor I'm talking about.
the dry humor was all in her eyes as she dropped the sucking burger on the grill. Like I was screaming. But do you consider yourself a good cook?
I can be a good cook for other people. I love cooking for other people. For myself, I pretty much survive off of smoothies and toast. So cereal sometimes. All the essential nutrients are can be pulled from those things, so it's fine. But with the burger, I am a bad vegetarian. I don't cook meat. So like I'll eat it maybe at a restaurant every now and then, or if someone has me over for dinner and they make something with meat, like I won't be, difficult. I'll eat it.
Mm-hmm.
And on set that day, they knew that I was a vegetarian and asked me to cook a burger. But with that said, did the sound guy eat the burger that I made afterwards because it was prepared wonderfully? You sure did. That also
You know what? I wanted to see more of your burger, but there were so many people. But it was also a fun video to see you in. Yeah, you spoke on your website of doing a summer intensive with the University of North Carolina, and you're quoted as saying, "I learned that the purpose of art is to protect life." Since then, you've been committed to creating works that address like important issues in society and themes prevalent to the human experience. Please tell us about that experience.
Yeah, for sure. That film intensive was, I think, my junior year of high school. I was like 16, and it was pretty life changing for a teenager. I remember we would have daily screenings where we'd watch a feature or something, like some acclaimed film, and we screened Dog Day Afternoon one day, Al Pacino, and I think that was the first time. I mean, I was a film kid before that. I'd always loved movies, but that was the first time watching that movie. I was like, oh, this is dangerous. Like, a good film can really change things, or change the conversation and say something. And that movie had that impact on me, and along with the professor's statement saying that the purpose of film is to protect life, it's like, oh yeah, I totally see this. Show a film with a strong message to an audience who maybe is not used to hearing a certain perspective, or an audience who needs to be validated in some way. It can really change the way someone thinks about something.
That sounds really dope. I mean, especially at that age, to kind of see something that just kind of catches you off guard, mentally, emotionally. I think that experience is dope. I think it's dope. I'm glad you had that. I really am.
Yeah, you started really early, and with your resume, including earning your degree at Columbia University, you took that. Obviously, you took that from young and brought that all the way to Columbia. But how did your experience at Columbia prepare you for becoming a working actress?
Oh man, I would say it deterred me from a career.
Oh wow.
It was definitely a detour. I think when I started undergrad, I was like, oh, I'm in this very intellectual environment. I have to do some sort of traditional career, which is not an arts career. So I spent a lot of time trying not to be an artist, pretty much, but that's all I'd ever wanted to do. Yeah, so I think let me think of something positive to say.
Okay, well, look,
positive way that it has impacted me.
Well, if you could go back 5 years and tell younger Avery something about the journey, what would you tell her?
One, like, don't doubt yourself, like a lot of the, like you were saying, I've been doing this since I was a kid, like a lot of the instincts we have as children, or like the drives that we have as kids, whether that be like, oh, you're really into sports, or oh, you're really into writing, you're really into computers, like a lot of those things carry us through adulthood. So don't dismiss it just because it was a childhood desire. That could very well be what you were like put on this earth to do. So definitely that, like, stick with the artistry of my youth. I think also learn the business. Like, it's one thing to have that, youthful desires, but as a career, this is a business, and the business is a lot different from or what most people would consider the fun side of it all.
It's so interesting you spoke of the business. I mean, acting is amazing. It's therapeutic. It could really do us all like justice in other ways of our lives. But finding the next gig can be hard. So how do you stay motivated to, keep powering on and moving forward as an actor?
This is a conversation I'm having with so many of my actor performer friends right now, and all of us are pretty much coming to the same conclusion, which is it's the crew you have around you. I'd say like 80% of the projects I have lined up for this summer, this fall, are from, my crew, my friends, people who I enjoy working with, people who trust my work, saying, hey, can you do this thing with me? Hey, I know this director, I put your name in, I think you should do this thing. Like, okay. So it's creating our own work, telling our own stories, that is what's motivating to me. And I think we look at Hollywood often, say, oh, these directors, they only work with the same actors, blah, blah, blah. Well, yeah, they if you're going to be working with someone, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, you better like them, or you better be speaking a common language and have the same goals and things. So
that makes sense. I mean, I can absolutely relate to that because I work with the same actors. I pull y'all along wherever I do. So I get it. It's just like, them, they're people that you actually like, because like you said, you're on set with them 12, 14, 16 hours a day. So, it's important to have relationships with these people. But, as well, I mean, clearly you're an actor, but you also sing, tap, play piano, you write, she juggles,
right?
So as a creative, where do you find inspiration, Avery?
Inspiration, definitely the people around me. Katie, I'm directing a short later this summer. It's like, oh, Katie's inspired me to do this. Like,
oh wow! Stop! I'm gonna cry. Okay.
Also, music. I listen to a ton of music.
That's dope.
Like different other art forms that I don't participate in so heavily, just being fed by that as well.
Jared, you need to take over.
All right, because Katie's gonna cry. All right, so speaking of Katie's directing Boxer, which you're in, obviously. You played Dr. Tabitha Jones. Why don't you tell us a little bit about Miss Jones, or excuse me, Dr. Jones.
Yeah, thank you.
Get it right.
I went to school for that title. Dr. Jones is the therapist of Ty, played by Stephen Cofield Jr., who was on this podcast earlier. She's been having Ty as a client for some time, but there's been a little recess in their meetings, so it's good to see him back. I believe this was my first time playing a doctor on camera, which I was really thankful for. I really welcomed that experience. As far as my film, television acting goes, I can definitely see that being a trajectory for my casting. So thank you, Katie, for confirming that.
You're welcome, Avery.
Right. No, Avery did a dope job. I think that was my first time seeing Avery work like in person. And it was dope. It was dope to watch you work, watch you bounce off of Steven. It was, yeah, y'all.
What's happening? Is Jared frozen? Does he have Shakisha Wi-Fi dial-up? But I will take over until he comes back. Oh wait, there he goes. There we go. We hear you now. Go ahead. Oh, maybe not. Okay, I'll just keep talking. Anyway, yeah, it was super dope to see you in that role. I met Avery on a theater project, which will not be named. But we have fortunately been friends since then, and it's been a couple of years. And I always knew from when I met Avery, I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna call her at some point and be like, hey, do you want to be in one of my projects? Because, it doesn't matter how good of a writer you are. For me, it doesn't matter how good of a writer I might be. But if there are actors that I really want to work with, I'm always nervous that they're going to be like, yeah, no, I'm good. I'll pass. And then I'll be like, oh, my ego. So, but I guess I say all that to say, we've talked ego and finding the next gig. How important is mental health to you in your real life?
So important. How can you go through your day-to-day life without some balance in your mental health? I think like a lot of people, I unfortunately had to really check in on that over the past year or so. Started doing things that I was definitely not doing before, like meditating, learning a bunch of like physical, tactile skills just to like, keep myself grounded, like things I didn't really realize were necessary before. Yeah, even like small things. I say small things, but like the most basic of things, like making sure you're eating 3 meals a day, making sure you're sleeping, things that, especially in our world today, are brushed off as like, oh, what did they say? I'll sleep when I'm dead, or like,
oh yeah,
I'll eat whenever, I'll have a granola bar. No, like,
you need to nourish yourself and rest.
Actually taking care of yourself.
Yeah, I agree. Go ahead, Jared. Go ahead.
Do you have any other, like, I know those are like the basics, but is there any like particular self-care routine that you have?
The meditating was a huge part of it. I was doing that every day. I was really proud. I had like a 260 something day streak. And then I was on.
Oh wow!
I was on
I've been lucky
set,
to get through a week.
A few weeks ago, and realized, like, while we were watching footage that I hadn't meditated that day. It's like just like a week out of my normal environment and normal schedule threw me off. But
oh wow,
it's okay. It's just a number.
It was a good number, though.
I know.
Right, 266.
Year, but it doesn't matter.
It's almost a year. Like, what? Wow.
Yeah, you had less than 100 days to go. Like that's better than.
Okay, don't remind me.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say it like that. I was just saying, like, you got so far that you were like you were real close. You were close to, like I said, I'll be lucky to get 7 days of meditation in a row. So, you know, that's commendable.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I think that's dope that you're doing all of those things. I'm going to see if I can scour the internet, see what else I can find on you. Because I know there's other things out there that you probably hope is not, but I'll let you know how that goes. Averi Israel, I'm so glad that you were able to stop by and do the Boxer the Movie podcast with us today. I'm very excited about this to drop. I'm going to send this to my niece. I'm going to be like, listen to this podcast. This is the big version of you. Yes, this is the one that juggles. Yes, this is her. Her name is Averi. And she'll be like, oh, she's so cool. Oh, you too. Just melt my heart. Averi's like, okay, all right. So, Averi, thank you so much for coming by.
Thank you, Averi.
I mean, is there anything else that you want to say to Averi? You have any other burning questions, Jared?
No, I think we're good for now. I mean, you know, we'll see her on set. We'll see her back on set.
We will. And we'll see Averi soon, actually. Averi's on for some stuff.
Oh, right. We will. We got some things coming out for y'all. So y'all will see some meet the cast, kind of like, you know, outside of Boxer and kind of getting to know the cast and crew of Boxer things coming out within the next week or two. So y'all look out for that.
Yeah. All right, guys. We are going to wrap it up. Averi, thank you so much. And we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks for having me.
Bye. Got it.
All right, y'all. This has been a dope episode. Special shout out goes out to our guest, Averi Israel, for stopping by. Miss Katie Mack, Miss Boss Lady, you got any final thoughts?
Listen, I love Averi with all my heart, and I will never stop saying it. She's just a little bit of sunshine in my life when I need it every single time. So it was an amazing conversation. Thank you so much, Averi.
Yeah, we appreciate you. Y'all, Boxer the Movie podcast is produced by Shakisha Williams, Katie Mack, and me, Jared Solomon. You can follow us on social media. We're at Boxer_film on Instagram and Twitter. And we'll be back next week with a brand new episode. But in the meantime, y'all, please make sure you visit our website, boxerthemovie.com, to donate to our crowdfunding campaign. And don't forget to subscribe to get the latest updates. Once again, that's boxerthemovie.com for all things Boxer feature film. Until next time, y'all, peace.